Good evening everybody and welcome to another tutorial, and today we are going to be reviewing Virola Messenger. So for anyone that hasn't heard of Virola Messenger, Virola Corporate Messenger is a messenger designed for small to large to medium organizations for messaging, audio, phone calls, and video calls in-house. This can be either self-hosted or cloud-based. Virola does offer a cloud server solution until you can come up with a self-hosted version of it. In this instance, I have both versions. I've got the self-hosted version of Virola on my own personal server, and I also have a cloud server version of Virola on the Virola's official cloud server website, where you go and actually create a cloud server by just registering you with an email address. Have a cloud server name, which in my case I call it DJ Buttplug, which is my DJ name, and also assign a user or a password, because usually the default user is admin. So yeah, but without further ado, let's get into the features. So what you're seeing now is my own multi-chat. So this is a multi-chat of my own, because you can't create private chats on your own. So I created my own room. This is called mine. This is just a reference room for myself. If I want to put notes or links or anything like this, this is the one I'll refer to. Yeah, so you can do multi-chat rooms. You can do private chat rooms. So if we go to, say for an example, this private chat room, this is just explaining to my mate Simon that I've created a cloud server version, just updating how I am, mum's alright, that sort of thing. It's a home. So yeah, that's just a private chat, and the way you can tell it's a private chat, if we click the side here, you can see that we've got the call and all that, the send message. This only comes up, that view only comes up in a private message. See, if we go to a group chat, which we have here again, it comes up with the members of the group rather than the call. So yeah, this also supports video and audio conferencing. So just click the headphones with the camera in it. You can see we've got by default the headphones enabled and the watch enabled. So the eye and the headphone is, if someone's got their mics enabled, which in by this case mine are disabled, they're not coming up enabled like the headphones and the eye. That means that no one can't hear me, but I can hear them, and no one can't see me, but I can see them. Or if they are sharing a screen, or someone's controlling a screen through this group chat, and if I'm on it at the same time, I should be able to see it. So if I enable the microphone, they can hear me. If I enable the camera, they can see me, and pretty much we come up in the little boxes on the right. So that's the audio and video conferencing functions. I showed you the core functions and all that on the private chat, and so I've showed you private and multi-chat rooms. You can have multiple users. So I'm logged in as an admin, and this is the self-hosted version. And the reason I'm showing you more the self-hosted version is because I've got more users on this server than my cloud server. So if we go under administration application profile, we can see these are all the users that are on my server. I've got 8 users. I've got 4 admins and 4 regular users. So that is how I have set up my personal server. 2 of my admins are online, everybody else is offline, but that's fine. Users can come online and offline. This is only just a little server I use for business and also personal, because if you self-host it, you can use it pretty much for whatever you want. It doesn't necessarily have to be business, even though it's called Virola Corporate Messenger. But yeah, you can also use it for personal if you aware about your information. So which comes to mind, I'm going to now be showing application profiles. So application profiles mean that you can log into several Virola instances at once. So if we triple tap my screen so I can blow it up, we have 3 here. We're on home, we've got default, and we've got online. So I've technically only got a cloud server and a home self-hosted server. The reason why I've got 3 application profiles, even though I've got 2 servers, is because the default, that's the one I'll go to if I'm on a mobile data connection or on a Wi-Fi network that's outside of my house. It'll be the default that I'll go to and log in. And just to prove my point, I'd log out of the home one. So we log out, and if you go log back in, oops, we don't want the taskboard. If you log back in, you can see the host name is a internal IP address 10.1.103, the port number is 50, the username is Robbie T, and the password is my password. So that there is the private IP address. In the default one, it's rather than having the 10.1.1.3, that's got my public IP address, which I'm not going to be showing in this instant because it's not a good practice showing your public IP address. So yeah, and what else have we got here? So if we go under administration again, I've showed you manage users, manage permissions. This is a cool one. This means that at the moment both of these are ticked, so anyone can create a private chat and anyone can create a multi-chat. So these permissions regard to your regular users, not so much your admins, because your administrators can by default create private and multi-chat rooms, but for your regular users, you might want this disabled. So you might want to make it so you decide who talks to who. At the moment on my private server, I've just got anyone can create it. So even a regular user can create a multi-chat and add people they want, and I don't have to be a part of the conversation or even see the conversation, but they can do it using my server if they so choose to. The way I've got this set up, I've got my cloud server instance set up only so they can do private, they can't do multi-chats. So yeah, if we go under application, if we go under server host, server health, we can see the health of the server, we can see the database, we can see the CPU load, we can see the RAM usage, the chat server version. So this is just server TCP connections. This is just server information. So only admins are privy to the server health information. As for the license key, everybody is privy to that, which I'll show in a second. But this is just demonstrating the hardware that's running off. So 16 gigs of RAM or 15.5. It doesn't, gives you sort of a brief thing of what's happening on the CPU and how big your database is, your attachments. See, the database is small, but the attachments are quite, that's all the pictures and the files that have been sent, uploaded to the server. That all goes. So yeah, and just to prove that I'm self-hosting this instance, we're going to go to help and about. And if we look over here under license type, it says self-hosted insider preview. That's my license number. It's the version 1, which is the free version. Version major 2 and up, you've got to pay for it. But I don't see why I should upgrade when server 1 will be free forever. And it's unlimited users. The only sort of thing I can think of, they have extra, judging what I've got from when I was talking to customer service, they have got emoji and reactions and all that, but for what version 1 does for me, that's all I need. I don't need any more features. It's jam-packed. We also got task boards as well, task and leaderboards, so you can schedule meetings, tasks. So we could schedule tasks for, this is just a meetings one, so you can schedule a meeting like a calendar. That's just the same one. Okay, it's recent. So this is your task board. See, I've got one task here that I just set randomly months ago, which is still in the left side. So that's just a random task I'd set. It's a few months ago in the Free Amigos. So I know Captain actually set their task. I lie. Sorry about that. Actually, Captain set their task for himself. So that's a task that he set for himself months ago on the board that we used for an example when I was teaching that before. And if you add more tasks, and depending on the progress, they will fall in the different categories. So yeah, so you've got a task board, you've got a meeting board. So those are good for, like, if you want to see the workflow of, if this is a business, if you want to see your workflow, you can see your workflow here. And yeah, so that's your meeting board and your task board. And now we're going to, just by a flick of a button, we're going to Cloud Server. So you can see it says I'm available. I've named this application profile online. And just to prove my point, if we do the same thing, log out, log back into the server, we can see now a set of the IP address there. We've got djbuttplug.virola.io, which is the cloud server I had made. They put it on port 443. I created a RobBT username, and then there's my password, which is a different one, because this is a different profile altogether. So, and that's the thing about having different Virolas, you have different user profiles. So you might have, I've got two Virola instances, a cloud version and a self-hosted version. They both have two separate application profiles. I haven't yet set up the application profile for my cloud server. I've set it up for my home server. See, for example, if we go to my user file, this is all pretty much empty except for the top ones. But if we go back to home, go back to my user profile. Actually, no, I won't go to user profile because I have personal information on there. I'm sorry, I was going to show it, but then I realised I've got personal phone numbers and stuff on there that people can try and ring and be annoying. But as you can see, I can toggle between them for instantaneously. Pretty much the cloud server version's the same, and just to prove that I am on the cloud server version, if you go to help and about, right there, license type, cloud server trial, we've got the license, it's a version major 1. The license is provided by Provide Support. That's the company that makes Virola. Max number of users unlimited. Expires, it doesn't expire. So you can also use them for different purposes. Like, for example, I'd use this server for my actual business. Like, my actual business and all that. But if I wanted to, say, have a private conversation where I wanted to make it so, I don't get tapped into, and I want to have private conversations, and this is the self-hosted version. You can do that because that means that only you're the one that manages the server. It's in-house, and it is not on a server somewhere that you don't know where it is, like the cloud server version. See, I don't know where the physical server where my signal goes, but it goes there. So yeah, so I just thought I would do a tutorial on the self-hosted Virola. See, I used to use this version, my home version, for business and personal. I still can, but for what I want to do in the future, I'll be using my online server to add others that you could say acquaintances, and if they are more friends, they make it to my home server. So yeah, hopefully that explains Virola. Sorry if I rambled a little bit, but I just thought I would go in a in-depth tutorial on it. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the tutorial. Hopefully you have a good day, and until next time, choo-choo.